let's review the final isodose distribution for our IMRT prostate plan. We're going to go to the dose prescription tab and we'll change our normalization just like previous. We want this to be 100% of the dose covering 98% of the target volume. I'm then going to turn on the PTV and the bladder and rectum opt contours. And let's go ahead and maximize this axial view to get a better look. So you can see that the prescription dose is very conformal to the PTV, and the 50% isodose line is wrapping right around the rectum and bladder opt. This is great. The max dose to the PTV is less than 110%, and the dose in our periphery is less than 63 gray, which we've typically been seeing. So this is a very good plan. Here in the sagittal view, I'll go ahead and measure the distance between the 50% isodose line and the distal edge of the PTV. We want this distance to be less than 1 cm. So even at the widest part of the 50% isodose line, it's very close, if not less than 1 cm. So this is great. Very conformal and spares the rectum very well. And next, let's go ahead and pull up a DVH. I'll right mouse in this window, show DVH. And just to confirm, we do have 100% of the dose covering 98% of the volume. So this is good. And then our 65 gray to the rectum and bladder, we want this to be less than 17% for the rectum and less than 25% for the bladder. So we are very low for the rectum and bladder at the 65 gray. And 40 gray, we want it to be less than 50% for the bladder and less than 35% for the rectum. So we're very low at the 40 gray as well. For the femoral head, we want this to be less than 10% at 50 gray, and we're at just below 1% at 50 gray for the left femur, so very acceptable. So overall, this is a very acceptable plan. We're ready to show the physician and get final review of this IMRT prostate plan.